What's good, guys? M.V.K here, back again, and today, guys, we're gonna check out a video from a channel I've been enjoying for a while, that I've been keeping up on track, and I want to help, in a sense, get it some more traction. And the channel is called Fictional Crossfire. I'll leave the link in the description down below. And today we're gonna watch one of their debates. The debate, who is it against? The debate is against Magneto and Superman. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for hitting that play button. Let's do it. Headphones on. And 3, 2, 1, now. Let's go. Go. Fictional Crossfire.
Red cape, blue suit. You dress like a flag, Kal-El. How wonderfully symbolic. The alien who became more American than most Americans. I've read about your adoptive parents, their farm, their values. They raised you to believe in integration, in earning your place through good deeds. Tell me, do you ever resent them for making you so optimistic about humanity's capacity for acceptance?
Oh, come on, Eric.
My parents taught me that home isn't where you're born, it's where you're welcomed. Smallville welcomed me. Earth welcomed me. I've never had to hide what I am or fight for basic dignity. You've had to do both your entire lives. The camps, the persecution, watching your people suffer while the world looked away. I can't imagine carrying that weight. How do you stay sane when history keeps repeating the same horrors?
Sanity is overrated when insanity serves justice. I float metal through the air and people call me a monster. You fly through the sky and they call you a savior. We're both impossibilities made flesh, yet only one of us had to earn acceptance through blood. Your alien heritage is exotic. My Jewish heritage made me a target. Funny how the world decides which differences to celebrate.
I've seen how they treat mutants.
That was
the
actually
Sentinel
cool.
programs,
I like that.
the registration acts, the fear campaigns. It's wrong. Completely wrong. What I don't understand is how fighting hatred with more hatred helps anyone. When you flip cars and tear apart military bases, you give people reasons to fear mutants. Doesn't that make things worse for the kids you're trying to protect?
You speak like someone who never had to justify his right to exist. I tried your way once. Worked with Charles. Believed in peaceful coexistence. Thought humans could evolve past their prejudices. Then they built robots specifically designed to hunt children for the crime of having abilities they didn't choose. How many dead mutant teenagers equal one undamaged military installation in your moral calculations?
Every life matters equally. Every dead child is a tragedy worth preventing. I'm not saying violence is never necessary. I've fought wars, made hard choices. What I'm asking is whether your methods actually save more lives than they cost. The Sentinels exist partly as a response to your actions. Would they have been built if mutants had remained peaceful from the start?
Peaceful mutants still get dragged from their homes in the night. Still get experimented on in government labs. Still get sterilized, lobotomized, or worse. The Sentinels would exist regardless of my actions, since they exist in timelines where I never fought back. Fear of the different runs deeper than any single person's choices. You're naive if you think good behavior guarantees good treatment.
Maybe I am naive. I've been lucky enough to live in a world that mostly accepts me. Your world threw you into hell and expected you to emerge unchanged. Still, I've seen what happens when heroes become generals. Look at what happened to Anakin Skywalker. Good intentions, terrible outcomes.
What the hell?
Power without restraint corrupts even the purest motivations. How do you know you haven't become the very thing you originally fought against?
Anakin Skywalker was a child who never learned to control his emotions. I am a survivor who learned to weaponize mine. When I see humans building concentration camps for mutants, I respond with the only language they understand: force. You float above it all, literally and figuratively, dispensing wisdom about restraint while others die for your principles. Easy to be philosophical when you're bulletproof.
Bulletproof doesn't mean fearless.
Dude,
I worry constantly about making things worse, about my presence escalating conflicts, about whether saving one person might endanger 10 others. That fear keeps me careful. You seem to have moved past fear into certainty, and certainty is dangerous when you wield the kind of power we both possess.
Growth requires time and safety, luxuries my people don't have. While you wait for humanity to mature, mutant children burn in their beds. I've lived through one genocide and watched another begin. Pattern recognition isn't pessimism, it's survival. Your hope is admirable yet fatal. How many more generations should mutants sacrifice for the possibility that humans might eventually learn to share the planet?
I don't have an answer for that. I really don't. If someone came for my family tomorrow, if they threatened everyone I cared about, I might make the same choices you've made. That possibility terrifies me more than any enemy I've ever faced. You've been forced into an impossible situation and found an answer I'm not sure I could live with.
I sleep perfectly well knowing that somewhere tonight, a human parent hesitates before calling their mutant child a freak. My reputation is a tool, carefully crafted to serve a purpose. Let them tell stories about the metal bender who punishes bigots. Let children fear me more than they fear the genetic lottery that might make them one of us. Fear creates respect when love proves impossible.
That's actually brilliant and horrible. You've made yourself the bad guy so Charles can be the good guy, knowing full well that both roles are necessary for progress. You sacrifice your own moral standing to advance the cause. I could never do that. I need to believe I'm helping, not just terrifying people into temporary compliance. How do you maintain any sense of righteousness while playing the monster?
Righteousness is a luxury for those who have choices. I am what necessity made me. You want to know what keeps me awake? The knowledge that moderate voices like Xavier only exist in contrast to radical ones like mine. Without the threat I represent, humans would dismiss his peaceful overtures entirely. I am the storm that makes his sunshine seem reasonable. My extremism creates space for his moderation.
You've turned yourself into a martyr for a cause that requires you to be hated. That takes a kind of strength I'm not sure I possess. I keep thinking about what you said, that I float above it all while others die for my principles. You're not wrong. I intervene when I see immediate danger, then retreat to my fortress. You live in the conflict every moment. Maybe my restraint is a luxury you can't afford.
Your restraint is a luxury no one should have to afford. The fact that you can choose when to engage, while I cannot, speaks to the fundamental inequality between us. You are beloved precisely because you are powerful yet gentle. I am hated precisely because I am powerful yet desperate. We are both alien to this world, but only one of us is treated like an alien.
I don't envy your burden of being everyone's symbol of fear. Fear is heavy when millions depend on it working. Yet hope is honest. People hope in me for exactly who I try to be. They fear you for who circumstances forced you to become. Your methods will work until they don't. What happens when fear stops being enough to protect your people?
Then I escalate until it works again. Fear is renewable, hope is finite. Your righteousness will fail them eventually, Kal-El. When it does, they'll turn on you like rabid dogs and demand someone like me to clean up the mess. Then you'll understand why I chose fear over love from the beginning.
I'd rather fall trying to lift people up than succeed by keeping them down.
Yeah, I was about to say,
your way works, Eric. I can see that. It just works by making the world a little darker, a little more afraid, a little less willing to trust. When you win through fear, everybody loses something they can't get back.
That was a very interesting matchup debate. Again, good job to Fictional Crossfires again. So, in your opinion, guys, who won that debate? In your opinion, for me, I see it from both sides. I love the fact that Magneto brought up his Jewish heritage. Now, I like that because people tend to forget that. But I actually like that they brought that up. I see where Eric was coming from, but I see more of it from Superman's point of view. When Eric said to me, you know, he hovers above all that, I'm like, well, I kind of will pause and be like, well, Eric, you can hover yourself above that. And you're technically bulletproof too. Unless you can sense a bullet coming, like there were certain things that I get where, but then it's like, I don't even think to a point, Superman was seeing it from Eric's point of view too. There are many times in that you heard Superman say, I see where you're coming from, I get it, but I can't do that because that'll scare me. There was a point of Eric not even trying to understand. I didn't like that. Like, he wasn't even trying to understand that. The other thing where Eric says, you know, we're both aliens to our own world. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Not really. You know, the whole point, I do think, for me personally, I'm going to give it to Superman on that. I'm going to say Superman. But like I said before, you guys, who do you feel won? I'll leave the link in the description down below for Fictional Crossfire's channel. I like these. I've been watching these for some time now, about like 3 months now. They're fun. They're interesting, you know, to see two characters like debate. There's one I want to check out. I know there's one with RoboCop and Judge Dredd. There's one with I think Batman and Dr. Doom. There's a couple more I need to check out. But yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you guys next time. As always, deuces.